A very good morning, 6th class. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. So students, today we will read our next chapter. This is urban livelihood. So in this chapter, what we will read, here is a given some learning objectives that we will read in this chapter, and these are: first one, occupations in primary, secondary and tertiary sector. Second one, sources of livelihood in urban areas. Third one, government and non-government employment. And the last one, migratory laborers. Okay, so now let's start the chapter. So students, the chapter name is urban livelihood. First of all, before going about the chapter, let we understand the meaning of urban. Urban means it is a region surrounding a city. Urban areas can refer to towns, cities and suburbs. Clear? And livelihood, making a living by which people earn a living. So students, in towns and cities, people generally earn their livelihood from activities other than farming. Different people choose different methods of occupation to earn their livelihood. Occupations means different kinds of work to get the money or to earn the money. There is wide choice of occupations available to the people in the cities and towns. Got it? So, urban livelihood. The meaning of urban livelihood is: urban livelihood consists of many earning activities that are different from farming. People in urban areas earn their livelihood. People choose their occupation based on where they live, their capabilities and their educational background. Is that clear? So, the various occupations can be categorized under three sectors. We are talking here about the occupation in cities and towns. And the various occupations can be divided under three sectors. These are primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. You can also note down in your notebook also. Now first of all, we will get to know about the primary sector. Primary sector of the economy extracts of or harvest products from the earth. The primary sector includes the production of raw material and basic foods. Activities associated with the primary sector include agriculture, Agriculture means both subsistence and commercial farming. Drilling, mining, forestry, farming, grazing, hunting and gathering, fishing and quarrying. It means, students, the primary sector offers those activities in which people engage themselves in extracting natural resources that are available from the earth. Some such occupations includes already given here, and I told you. And primary sector includes occupations which directly use natural resources. Natural resources also given here. These are agriculture, fishing, forestry, mining, dairy farming, cattle rearing, are directly use natural resources and provide raw material for other products made from it. For example, agriculture is a primary occupation as it provides food and raw material for other food products. Got it? Now, the second sector is secondary sector, and secondary sector performs secondary activities, that is, the activities in which raw materials are converted into finished or manufactured products. The secondary sector of the economy manufactures finished goods. All of manufacturing, processing and construction lies with the secondary sector. Activities associated with the secondary sector includes metalworking and smelting, automobile production, textile production, chemical and engineering industries, aerospace manufacturing, energy utilize engineering, breweries and bottlers, construction and shipbuilding. Students, in the secondary sector, people engage themselves in processing raw material to produce finished goods. Most industries come in the category of secondary sector. These industries process many items such as iron and steel, textiles, chemicals, electronic goods, leather and paper. In textile industry, basic raw material such as cotton, silk, wool and jute are converted into cloth. In the same way, iron and steel industry processes pig iron and which is used in making different items such as locomotive, machines and tools. Got it? Now, here we are talking about the raw material converted into finished goods. In this sector, raw materials are converted into finished goods or manufactured products. So, examples are also given here. The raw material, bamboo plant. This is the type of agricultural products, and finished products also made by the bamboo plant is paper. Next one is iron ore. This is the type of minerals that we found under the surface of the earth, and the finished products is made by iron ore is steel. The next one is raw material wheat, and the finished products bread. Cotton is a raw material and the finished product cotton cloths. Got it? Now this one is the third sector, tertiary sector. Tertiary sector consists of those activities in which people provide their services to those who need them. In these occupations, no goods are produced, but individual provide services to their client with the expertise they have. Okay, the occupation in the tertiary sector include teaching, healthcare, transportation, communication, hospitality, entertainment, banking, insurance, financial advisor and lawyer, etc. Okay, and the activities that help in the development of the primary and secondary sector is called the tertiary sector. This sector generates services rather than goods. Therefore, this sector is also called the service sector. In this sector, it includes occupation or activities that provide services to people or offer expertise. Is that clear? Now I'm again repeating. Tertiary occupations include people involved in banking, teaching, railway, post office, sales, transport, insurance, IT, advertising, accounting and legal process. So this sector is also known as service sector. Okay. In countries like USA, almost 80% of the people are involved in tertiary activities. Is that clear? This diagram also shows about the tertiary sector. Sector also classified into different categories, and these are education, healthcare, retail, tourism, transports, trade, security and media, and also given their types also. Healthcare shows the hospital facilities, such as given by doctors and nurses. Retail, these sales, the sale of goods to individual consumers, such as shops, supermarkets, hypermarkets. These are. Tourism also divided into different categories. Tourism means it's the business that provides us with accommodation and entertainment, and these are adventure tourism, rural tourism, beach tourism, and cultural tourism. Also transport, carry people and goods from one place to another, and these are land means road and rail, water and air. Now after that, trade means exchange of goods, and these are domestic trade and foreign trades. Domestic means exchanges within the same country, and foreign trade exchanges between different countries. Different countries also given here the two types: import and export. Import means buy goods from other countries, and export sell goods to other countries. Got it? Now the next service also given here about the security. Security means examples also given here: policeman and fireman. Then media give information, okay, about the whole world. Now is that clear? Education, here the services given by the teacher, lecturer, etc. Now after that, students, we will read urban livelihood. Urban areas offer a wide variety of job opportunities in every field. People from all areas come to towns and cities in search of jobs. That is why the cities in India are so thickly populated. So, livelihood opportunities in urban areas are industry, services, self-employed, street vendors, the daily wage earner. Now, after that, we will read about the first point. Here is given: industry. Industries offer employment to a large number of people, towns and cities. A large workforce of engineers, managers, designers, technicians, accountants, machine operators and workers are absorbed by both and small scale industries operating around large cities. Students, factories convert raw material into finished goods. They produce a variety of products like food products, paper, footwear, electronic goods and garments and so on. Okay, and in some factories the work goes on continuously, even at night, and there are 3 shifts of 8 hours each. Each worker works for one shift of 1 hour only. Got it? These people work for a fixed number of hours and get a fixed salary every month. Factories also engage some casual laborers who get daily wages. They can be asked to leave anytime if there is not enough work. For example, Mumbai and Ahmedabad R for textile industry, and Hyderabad and Bengaluru are center of information technology. And they provide a large number of employment. The regular worker, both in government and private jobs, have a fixed job and they get regular salary and other benefits like medical facilities, pension, etc. Now after that we will talk about the services. More than 50% of the people work in the service industry. Then these are professionals like a teacher, doctor, bankers, lawyers, sanitation staff, administrative staff, nurses, ambulance driver, etc. Healthcare sector with a huge network of hospitals and clinic offers livelihood to doctors, nurses, technical staff and administrative staff, ambulance drivers and sanitation staff. Got it? And also one another, Army, Air Force, Navy and Police are big employers of educated and physically fit young people to serve the country and to keep our cities secure. Okay. And large malls coming up in every city have a large number of shops selling various things. They offer food and entertainment facilities to the visitors besides shopping facilities. Malls and markets in cities offer many job opportunities to various people. Now after that we will talk about self-employed sector. Those people who choose their own lines of actions to start their business. Such people are not employed by others. They manage their own affairs, and these are shopkeeper, fruit seller and vegetable seller, driving rickshaw or auto rickshaw, repairing shops, hotels and restaurant, etc. Got it? Most of the self-employed people take the help of assistant or people skilled in their job. In this way, they create employment opportunities for others. They are independent to run their show as they like it. People who come under the category of self-employed include shopkeepers, businessmen, small-scale industrialists, service providers and so on. The plumber, the electrician, the milkman who come to your house are all self-employed. So students, urban areas require the service of large number of plumbers, filters, carpenters, masons, electricians, painters, cobblers, air conditioning, mechanics, sanitation workers, domestic help, hair salons, boutiques, courier services, security guard, etc. These people are all service providers. Is that clear? Now after that, we will read migratory labor. First of all, student, let me understand the meaning of migration. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another on a large scale basis. Okay. People who move from rural areas to big cities in search of job. People are attracted to beautiful city life as compared to their dull village life. A large number of villagers migrate to neighboring towns or cities in search of job opportunities. Because there is poverty and lack of basic health facilities, which compels them to look for an alternate option. Village bears the worst effect of any natural calamity such as floods, droughts, earthquakes, cyclones and local conflict. Okay, and migration to cities is really tough for these people as they get no comfort of their home. Most cities are already overcrowded and they are not organized, and essential services with the coming of more and more people from villages, and many slums develop in big cities. Okay, and this gives rise to overcrowding of roads with people and vehicles. So students, here is given one word, slums. Let me understand the meaning of slum. Slum is an area of a city where living conditions are extremely bad and where the buildings are dirty and have not been repaired for a long time. Got it? The rural people and the urban people become interdependent in each other. People living in cities expand their trade and business with the help of rural labor. So, this chapter is over. I think you got it. So, what we studied? We studied about urban livelihood consists of many earning activities. A wide choice of occupation is available to people in cities. Okay, and also we learned the different types of sector found in the cities or towns. So students, you will watch this video attentively and read the chapter. In next video, we will do the question answer and exercise of this chapter. The one important things I want to tell you students, the people of rural and urban areas are interdependent. Got it? After reading this chapter, you will do the exercise yourself. Okay? So, keep reading. Have a nice day. Revise this chapter. Watch this video attentively. and read the chapter. Thank you.